Her husband opens the door, greets me at the door. She comes up behind him, hugging his shoulder or whatever. She's like, come on in, Tom. Now, in my head, I'm like, we go together. You got a husband? We in a whole relationship and you got a husband? You my soulmate and you got a husband? So I'm walking in like somebody done stole my bike. Like I'm pissed off. Like I'm kicking stuff. And the dude was weird. He was weird. Like he was just a weird dude. Like quiet, clammy hands when I shook it. Like just weird, just strange, right? So we sit down at the table, and we going over coverage. Now they got a big, nice house, big, beautiful house. You know what I'm saying? But I've been doing insurance enough to know when I'm in a room with two people who just coexisting versus two people who happily married, it's a different vibe. I could tell, I don't know. And then come to find out they had only been married for less than a year. So I'm like, either I don't know what's going on, right? At this point, I really don't know what's going on. At this point, I'm just like, you know what? Let me just get this money. Let me write these policies real quick, right? Go over the numbers, cost of the house, all that kind of stuff. Because that's one of the things y'all don't be understanding about life insurance. Life insurance is just not like, let me put you in the grave. Like if your wife or daughter or child or aunt or uncle, mother, father die, you may not be the same and you might need to be off work for some time. So you got to calculate all that into, what type of policy you get. Just going in there and getting only for $5,000. $5,000 ain't even gonna cover a cremation in most states no more. So that's a whole nother video. I write the policy, and so we going over my burial guide. So the burial guide goes over all the different things, like different types of, burial procedures, all that kind of stuff, what happens when a person dies. But in the back of it, it's a workbook with all these questions that you fill out, because most people don't have wills, but we still be needing to know what to do with your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And what you want done. And so like it got a whole bunch of questions like, who do you not want at your funeral? Who do you not want to speak at your funeral? What do you want to wear at your funeral? All these different questions, right? The last question on the insurance policy is the beneficiary, right? And this always tells me what type of couple I'm dealing with. I asked her first. I was like, who do you want me to name as the beneficiary? Now she has altogether we did $1.8 million worth of coverage on her. And so she's like, I want my mom to be the beneficiary. And then I was like, who do you want to be? Because you could name a second. So I'm just assuming she's going to say her husband, right? She says her sister. So, and I'm looking at him, he just looking off into space, looking ghostly or whatever. So I get to him, we only did like 100,000 on him. And he's like, my sister. And I was just like, this is weird. But this ain't the first time this didn't happen. I've done this numerous times where people married don't name each other as the beneficiary. I mean, I guess that's the first sign that this ain't gonna work out. If you don't trust that, you want to take care of the person you married to, right? The whole time, like, so we doing his paperwork, right? She's like behind me, leaned over with them warm big boobies on my back, pointing at the forms and laughing. And like she was acting like my girlfriend in front of her husband. I don't know what was going on, y'all. Y'all just gotta stick with it. Cause I'm telling you, this story gonna take so many turns. Y'all gonna be like, Tom, why? All I could say was I fell in love with this girl. That's all I'm gonna say. Now let's get back into it. She's all up on me and she's cooking at the same time because she got family members coming over, right? So she going back and forth in and out of the room. And so I'm going over the questions with the dude, you know what I'm saying? And he just giving me like the most simplest forms and, just like real, almost depressed. And so I'm thinking maybe they got problems, da-da-da. Her family members start coming over. So a few of her family members came in, her sister came in, like couple cousins or whatever. So I started talking with them or whatever. And so now look, anybody who knows if you had a black family and there's food being served, right? Everybody know that first plate goes to the husband or the mom or the father, the grandfather, something. That first plate should definitely not go to the insurance broker. And you definitely should not hand him the plate, lean over on his back and put them warm boobies on his back again, and then give him a hug and a kiss on the top of his bald head as you walk away. So I'm sitting up here with this plate of food. All the women are now looking at me going, child, girl. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to eat because she can cook because everything on that plate was fire. Dude is still sitting there at the table. I don't know what was going on with dude. He just seemed like he was utterly detached from the situation. So I write some quotes. I think I wrote like maybe 3 or 4 policies that night. Actually made some decent bread, right? So I go to leave. She's like, let me walk you out. So we go and they got like this nice like mud room or whatever. So I'm putting my shoes back on or whatever. And she grabs my hand and puts it on her nether region. And she starts rubbing it. And she's just like, I really want more from you. And I understand this is weird, but there's so much more I have to tell you so that this makes sense. But just understand I am yours. Stay tuned for part 3. Yeah.